Welcome back to Crypto Talk. So let's run down a few things. I had some questions from a couple of you viewers, and you wanted some different coins, which I'll get into in a second. I have Casper, XLM, and Cardano here. But I'll run down the basics first. Here, where are we on Bitcoin? So we did a huge liquidity grab yesterday. We went all the way down on this chart to 90,700 from a high of 104. I can't even see it. 104,635. Currently got a nice bounce. Was expecting that. I did have a couple good trades on that one before it started to really pump this afternoon, or this morning, I should say. So where are we going? We're going to test this. So really the best way to look at this is pull a fib. Let me turn off some stuff here so it's easier to see. There we go. So from here, really, I was watching us to hold this 96, coming in here, but 95,600 was a key level to hold, along with the 96,500. We held it just fine. So let's go from this one here, down to the bottom. All right, so we're through the 786. We're got to get past here, the 886 for a rejection point. I pulled it from this spot, not from this spot, because this is the point of the drop. Usually I like to look at my shorts this way. So I would suspect it also being a Friday here for New York to start seeing, you can already see here on the hourly, the wicks are coming in from the top. So sellers are stepping in currently, and I would expect them to do so in this general range. You have some order blocks. If I zoomed in, I'm sure they're right in here that are going to add as resistance. So I would look to potentially put a limit short somewhere in the neighborhood of like the 102, 150 range. And or you need to play it by ear. It depends on how aggressive your leverage is. If you're doing a low leverage short, it may not be a bad idea, or just do a high leverage scalp and just look to get in and get out really quickly. Totally up to you. Please use good risk management or you could get liquidated. So it does happen to all of us. I've been liquidated. Depends on how silly you're going to be. 100x leverage on this wick right here was pretty much all 50 to 100x leverage people getting taken out. So that's what happens. Play the game. You're going to get burned sometimes. So learn to put stop losses in. 20% or under would be nice. And then if you're really being conservative, you can take 1 to 0.5% of your portfolio and risk it each time. Then it doesn't really matter. It kind of reduces your losses. So that's where we are currently on Bitcoin. That was that on the hourly. Here we are on the minute. Kind of consolidation. We could go a little higher. Like I said, you've got the 886 up here. And you've also got different support resistance levels. We're ping-ponging our way through. Once we lose 101, 500, I think we're coming lower. Target this moving average down here at 102.88. Also, you could back test the previous month's high back here at 99,700. So be careful. This is either going to pump or it's going to dump. There's no in between. It could just move, but it looks like it also could just be a Bart Simpson head and shoulders. Not a head and shoulders, but a Bart Simpson per se, where it just looks like one of these numbers, and it starts to do this haircut look. Grabs liquidity and then dumps. So just pay attention. That's totally realistic and possible of what could happen. All right, Ethereum is bullish. This is the one to actually trade more so than Bitcoin. It's going crazy. I zoomed out to the weekly so you guys get a bigger structural support frame. The 48.73 is the all-time high. So that is a target. Ethereum over Bitcoin could do probably a 2 to 3x more than Bitcoin. This could be a $12,000 coin at the end of the bull run. For perspective, that's the 5618, 12,600. Personally, I'm not holding much Ethereum. I'm only holding Ethereum to cash out things like Band Protocol. But hey, it's still a nice ride. So to the all-time high, you're looking roughly 20% to all the way up here to that 586. That's another 200% move. So it's not that crazy to think so. Could we hit that $20,000 price point? Maybe on a wick. I'm much more conservative. I'd like to see a ton of profits getting taken, but still, it's not that unheard of, guys. I mean, you're a 400% move. I'm not sure the market cap of Ethereum currently, but that's totally possible. But I stick to the local. Actually, let me rephrase that. Sorry, guys. This is completely the wrong fibs. That was localized fibs. Let's give you more of a macro fib. Forget I even said that. All right, so here's the, yeah, perfect. So the 3618's up at 15,000, the 2618's up at 11,200, and the 1618's at 7,200. So those are more realistic in my point of view. Excuse me while I crack my shoulder. That is what I'm looking for. So now, new measurements. From here to there, you're looking at 85 to 90%. To the 1618, you're looking about 200% to round up, and the 3618's up here at 280%. So do with that information as you will. You've also got this gap I've been eyeballing. Whether we hit it or not this market cycle, I don't know. The CME gap is coming in between, I'll turn it on for you, 80,670 and the 77,930 range. From a market structure standpoint, we have higher highs and higher lows. So at this point, we're just moving up. So on the CME chart, I would just draw a line like so. This is just for this perspective. And as long as you stay above this line, I'm not targeting any of the liquidity down below us. So we got a ton down here, as you see. This chart's done in orders of Bitcoin. So it's 7,343 Bitcoin sitting here. A lot of Bitcoin. Got a lot of Bitcoin here too. You got 10,300 right below this one. So there are some liquidity to be taken. It didn't get taken last time on this massive candle wick we had. So just watching at that play out on the CME chart. Let me zoom out here for you on Solana. I like what I see on Solana. You got kind of a mini bull div. I like the structure, how it's playing out. It's kind of rounding. Just waiting for a pop. I still think this could hit $400 by the end of the year. We only have, 3 weeks left. So if that did that from here to 400 bucks, it's really not that crazy to think either. I mean, it's 66%. That's not unrealistic. Some people are calling for 450 between now and the end of the year. I think Royal Powell's one of them. 450 is, let's just call it 87%, 88%. My KDAO is finally getting a rounding bottom. Thank goodness gracious. I've been buying the crap out of this thing when I had money in this general range. So my average buy price is now down to, I think, 1080, which is about where the price is right now. So that's what I'm looking for as a big push out of this guy. So from today's price to my projected target, you're still looking about, no, projected target's moved up some, about 300%. And then I think I told you that the 1 penny mark's like what? 120,000%. This is why you want to be in stuff that's early, has utility. This is about a 1 million market cap right now. Imagine this thing hit $1 billion or even a 500,000, 500 million. Hell, you got meme coins that are that, if not bigger. So it's realistic in my opinion. You've had bull divs this entire time, so it's about time it starts to move up and the whale stuff squashing it down to accumulate. AVAX here looks bullish in general. It's taking its sweet time. It pumped and then now it's just kind of consolidating. You got a bull flag / a diamond frame here, so I would expect the yearly high to come in kind of around 66. I deleted my fibs on this one, so we'll just target the yearly high here at $66, which is totally realistic. I need to hold above the weekly, the previous day EQ coming in at 50.90. Money flow I like at the moment, but it's starting to wane a little bit. I do like the RSIs are getting closer and kind of pinching, but still pointing up on the 4 hour. So I still think this is a potential to move higher. All right, into the requested ones. Cardano. Previous high, I remember that one because I sold it. It was about $3.02. Really, for us, we got to get back above the 618 as $1.95, $1.98. That's the big one. We're really kind of pushing through a huge liquidity zone. And then we will really move towards that once we get through the $1.41 range. And then we'll push up to the 618. I still would look for some resistance at the 245 mark. And then you've got your projected highs here coming in at the 1618 at $4.80, which is about 300% away. The 2618 up here at 525%, and then the realistic 3618 coming in somewhere around the $10.40 mark, and it's about 760% away. Moving on to XLM. XLM, this has had the same problem that XRP has had. So it pretty much follow each other suit for suit. They're exactly the same in many respects, except I'd say the one advantage of XLM is they don't have a company like Ripple that is literally just strangleholding them in terms of producing coins and dumping it on the market. So there is no corporation I'm aware of that is sitting at stellar lumens and dumping coins on their users. Another reason why I don't like XRP. People just think it's just the godsend, but I'm not mad at XRP, I'm mad at Ripple, so I'll keep that in mind. Or I should say, I just don't prefer the way they do things. To the all-time high for XLM here, you're looking at 93%. To the 1618 up here at 205%. The 2618's up here at 396%, and then the 618 is a 3618's up at basically 600%. So there is a move there. Casper, I don't know what you guys are going to do with this one. This one's literally coming off lows. It has dumped since 2021 the entire way down. Literally, we still have to get back above the 2.6 cent mark. Otherwise, you could reject back down again. But here's the crazy thing about coins like this, just like with Band Protocol and KDAO, is once you run, you run. I mean, look at this thing. To get to the all-time high, you're like 3,000%, 360,000%. Is it realistic? I have no idea. That's a $78, $79 Casper. So because of that, I'm kind of just pulling local fibs, and let's just look at breaking this local fib first, just because we're so far down and so forgotten about. So let's look at getting to the local high, which is about still 1,000% away, 985%. I will say here on the weekly, we're kind of hitting our head. You got some wicks coming down. Zooming in here on the daily, yeah, you're smashing your head against the 200 smooth moving average. This could consolidate some more. This is probably going to be like one of these coins like Pulse Chain that moves last minute at the end of the market cycle. So look for this thing really to start moving February and March of 2025. Doesn't mean you shouldn't accumulate now. Nothing wrong with buying a coin on the bottom. I mean, you don't have much to lose. I mean, what is it to the bottom again? Okay, I'm wrong. You'd lose 70% to get back to the bottom, but still, I think there's more potential up than down. We're in a bull market, so if you like this coin, give it a shot. So I would just focus more here on the local stuff. Really target the 20 cent mark, 23 cents as your local current target, which is still a crazy shot up for the fact that we're sitting at 2 cents. All right, guys, so with that said, nothing I say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me, head over to Crypto Blackwall on Twitter, the Blackwall Discord, and if you need some private coaching, head over to my Patreon. And a quick heads up, if for those of you here at the very end of the video, Fusio will be doing a pre-sale here shortly, and we'll discuss some airdrop stuff in the near future in terms of how you can get free stuff by shilling us. So I will talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.